Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Football 2019, episode number 36. And we've reached the end of the season. Clemson Tigers going undefeated with the victory, and here is our end of season report. Player transferring out. That's a new one. It's the first time I've had someone transfer out. It's a redshirt sophomore, a tackle. Only a 70 overall. I don't think he's going to be missed. Here's the players that are leaving. So far, all seniors. Packard, our 80 overall tight end, is leaving. Our 85 overall defensive tackle, Cisco, senior, also leaving. A 79 overall, McDonald, also defensive tackle. And that's it. So, we're losing a couple players of quality. Yes. But that's about as soft of a loss as you're going to get outside of Cisco. Cisco is definitely one of our leaders. Alright, so player transfer, yeah, Franklin East, gone. I'm okay with that. It's an extra scholarship coming up this next year. And our prestige went up by 4. Noted though, it did go up by 2 mid-season, so we actually had our prestige rise by 6 this last year, and we have gone from the absolute cellar, the lowest prestige in all of college football, up to a respectable 43 now. It's still not great, but it's respectable. We're still not going to beat anybody else out, I think, for 4 picks. I mean, maybe an Oregon kid that really likes us, possibly, but, you know, it's a start. It's a start. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Okay, on to the new season. After a 9-4, nearly in the top 25 rankings season, felt so good. I mean, definitely a record-setting season for us. Major progress made. It looks like we're going to open the new season with Charlotte, the 49ers, in our opening game. And we're on to the staff signing week. Let's go ahead and start by taking a look at staff, where we're at. Both coaches still around, so we are not losing either of them. First looking at Ernie Fields. Very flexible, very loyal, pretty good recruiter, decent offensive coach. Really not quality, but tolerable. And that's really all we can afford right now. I think Kirkwood here, a little bit better for one. Development of players, strength for him, loyalty is good, leadership is good, flexibility also good. Not as great recruiting wise, but assesses potential slightly better, and good defensive coach. He is my defensive coordinator. Fields is my offensive coordinator, and have you not noticed that there's issues with play calling on offense? Maybe this next season I'll need to replace Ernie Fields. I still have a below 500 record overall, but another year or two of plus 500, we'll get there. We will get there. Wow, my reputation's coming up pretty quick. Don't know if it's going to give me feedback just yet. It does. It does. Discipline is now at 1.5 stars. Assess potential at 1 star. Recruiting at 1 star. We're making progress. We're making progress. Or is that still last year's feedback? Not sure. But staff signing week, I've got my staff, so No one to replace. So we move on. Not in the business of firing guys right now, so. Alright, and finally on to signing day. Moment of truth for us. It's all 3-star guys, no 4-star guys this season. Scraps weren't that kind to us, but a lot of quality. And oh my goodness, this is so much better than the group that just graduated. These are all freshmen coming in. Let's start from the bottom. Guard, Roy, a 78. That's the worst player we got. At the bottom is Bottoms, a tackle. T-Bottoms, tackle Bottoms, a 78 as well. From Yonkers, the linebacker, Cowart, a 79. We have an 80 guard. We have a trio of 81s and a linebacker transfer from Michigan State coming in to replace our outgoing transfer, I'm assuming. And then we have a defensive end and a tackle. And then at 82, we have a defensive tackle and a defensive end. A couple D linemen. And, I mean, look how much better. Remember, we had 180 and 185 outgoing. Everybody else was below that mark. At 83, center back, Cardoza. 84, defensive tackle, Ward. 85, matching the best player from the outgoing seniors. Free safety, Odin. And better than any player who left. And, of course, the average is far better than those who graduated or left. The wide receiver in 86 overall is Huggins. Dang. Getting better. Continue to get better. Alright, emails. Signing day summary. Let's see, looking at that. Cowart was one of my lowest guys, even though he was one of the highest ranked. Bottoms was there at the bottom. Where is Huggins? Only 561, and yet he's an 86 overall. Alright, this year's recruiting class. Now, we were only ranked 123rd in the nation. And our relative rank was 128. The board is outraged. But here's the thing. I barely had any graduates. Barely. And you saw the group that came in. They're incredible. So I don't care. Board be outraged because it was a smaller class. Season expectations. Media has us around 54th in the national rankings. We expect to finish at least 9th in our conference. Anything less than 6 wins is unacceptable. I don't see why we wouldn't at least go 500 again this season, especially with the upgrades we've done through recruiting. Right? Training camp. No loss, though there are a number of players who did not improve, including Kirkwood. And this is almost all the freshmen. They wouldn't improve, they just joined, right? So that's a good sign. Let's start from the bottom though. Progression, a bunch of 1s. Looking for key players. Cascio. Okay, 2s. Escobar, one of my starters. Reyes, no. Backup quarterback. 3s. Freshman. Cowart. Roy. There's Pittman. 4s. Okay, Wyman. Casillas. Ware. There you go, our quarterback. Five points of improvement. Freshman Bottoms. Improving rapidly. Jolly. There's Seaman. Hodgson. A fullback on that one. 7, just a couple guys, Holcomb included. 8 points, Wilkinson Bund. Lilly, already, I think, one of our top receivers. 9 points of improvement. He's going to be even better. Bonner. Walker, 10 points. Jacob, 10 points, defensive tackle. Running back Bentley, 11 points. I'm not sure where that puts him. I think he was our third string guy last year, right? Allison, center, 12 points, and Sheridan, the tackle, 12 points. Holy cow, those guys are going to see some heavy, heavy improvement. Those 5 to 9 to 11 players, really, are going to come up a lot. So that's a good camp, especially with lousy coaching like we have. Right? We're getting better. Okay, we're on to setting red shirts. Setting red shirts. So, let's start to look at that roster. See the overalls. We have one single player under 70, and he's a senior. So, start with, here's that bottom tier, right? 75 and below players. And we've got redshirt seniors, redshirt junior, a true senior, a bunch of redshirt seniors, a redshirt junior, one redshirt sophomore at 75. This is our rate of improvement. Our first recruiting class, bunch of 2-star guys, versus where we are now. Let's go ahead and look to the top. Let's go to the middle. Here's our 78 and above. We'll start there. So bottom's now 78. As the true freshman, already into the 80 and above, and look how many of them there are. Tops for the team is Tovar in 89 now, a true sophomore. Wilkins is a senior in 88. Ware in his senior year now in 87. Lilly, the sophomore in 87, the wide receiver. So yes, he did improve quite a bit. Wyman there, 87, the cornerback. Still just sophomore year for these guys. So 3 sophomores there. Huggins, the freshman, in 86 at wide receiver. So he'll come in and have an instant impact, the number 2 receiver. Kirkwood, just a junior, in 86. Mullis, there's Bonner in 86. Look how young this group is, right? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 seniors in our top tier of players. In fact, our 85 and above is just 3 seniors. So yeah, we're going to lose 3 quality players this year, including our starting QB at the end of this season. That could be difficult to replace going into next year. But dang, are we getting better all the time. All the time. All right. We, at the moment, are looking at 25 seniors, biggest class that I've had at this point. That's going to be a lot of players to recruit this season. 22 juniors, 21 sophomores, just 17 freshmen. Small class. Bit off center. I'm going to want to redshirt as many freshmen as I can well, no, not really. Not really, am I? Maybe some sophomores if I can, redshirt them, just to push it back, even that out. The freshmen, not necessarily. It's that next group where we'd want to redshirt quite a few. So 4 quarterbacks. We have 2 seniors. Need to be looking at this as overall, including our worst. So we have redshirt freshman of Prince Langston, the backup at an 82. William Ware, I think, started as what, 82, 83? I mean, he's developed about 4 or 5 points now in his senior year. So Langston next year as a sophomore would be pretty dang good. And is Ware about to be a 4-year starter? I think he is. I think he is. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's about to be a 4-year starter. He's going to hold a lot of records. Look how he continues to improve. His rating's going up every year. Touchdown percentage is going up. Yards per game is going up. Stat line's looking better and better. 7-9, 19-13, 19-8. So same number of TDs this last season, but he cut down the interceptions by 5. Completions almost identical to the previous season, but he did it in 30 fewer attempts. Alright, back to it. So, no one to redshirt. But I need to start keeping track. I've got 25 spots. I need 2 quarterbacks. One that may not redshirt, and one that might. Well, one that definitely will redshirt. One, if they're good enough, straight into the starting lineup. Okay. Kirkwood, Bentley, almost as good as Kirkwood now, and just a sophomore. Nobody below that to redshirt. I've got 1 senior. I've got no freshman on the roster, so yes, we need a running back. Fullback. 2 seniors and a sophomore and a huge gap. I don't need a bunch of fullbacks though. I'm going to take 1. Take 1 fullback. Tight end. We'll take 1 the following year. Okay, we've got a senior. We've got a redshirt freshman who's pretty good behind him in 83. Hart. He's a junior, but I will need 1 though. I'm going to keep this at 4. So we need a tight end. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of players to replace. I mean, 25 going out. Figure 11 on the field at a time. 2 sides of the ball. That's 22. You add in a kicker and a punter. And some other, depth beyond that positionally. And 25 is going to be just about one at every position. Very nearly. So here we go. Wide receiving core was garbage 2 seasons ago. It just started to pick up a couple seasons ago. Last season we were okay, and this year, wow, what an improvement from where we were. Poland. I'm going to take a look at redshirting Poland here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 5th string. Seaman, the senior, in 80 would be the 5th string in his place. Now you've got 1, 2, 3 across the board. Yeah, if I can, I'm going to redshirt him and move him where we're going to go from 20 up to 18 with that group. So can I redshirt you? Can't redshirt the upperclassmen, but I think you can redshirt these guys. Now, wow, he started 6 games last year because of injuries. 7 touchdowns? What? He had 7 touchdowns last year. Remember, we only had 19. Andy was a kick returner. Okay. Okay. Hands off. I apologize for even suggesting it. Where are we at? We have 2 seniors. I think that's worthy of getting 1 freshman for next year. I don't think I need 2. Linemen still a priority for me. Had a real hard time replacing these guys. We've got a sophomore, junior on top, 2 freshmen now waiting in the wings. I could absolutely redshirt Roy, right? I think that's a risk I can't afford to take. Those guys will play. Guaranteed. They will play. And I can't afford Dickerson, Nash, or Merrick to get on the field really at all. They're garbage. We're better. We now have 3 guys at 80 and above. That's a step in the right direction, as I think we only had 1 last season. That was at 80. So no, I'm not going to redshirt those guys, especially with only 17 freshmen anyway. I do need 2 guards though. Tackles. Now there is a shortcut, by the way, in the recruiting tab that tells you how many players you need to fill. But I think this makes a bigger difference. What do you need based on what you're expected to leave, the graduating class, but also what your current depth is. What's a weakness? Like guard, where we're still just now hitting 80. Tackle, we're still just now hitting 80. Stackhouse is going to come in as an instant starter alongside Johnson. Godfrey, a backup at 80. He was a starter last year, and he was about a 78, I think, a year ago. Bottoms, only a 78, yet he is going to come straight in as a key component to this team. Now, Smith is the 5th string guy, and it's only a 1 drop-off to Sheridan. He's not very strong. He's not very agile. Decent pass blocker, but not, not like these guys. So, now I finally can redshirt somebody. A sophomore. So sorry, Mr. Smith. There's 2 seniors here, and I've got to continue building out my offensive line. I just don't have the quality, so I need to keep recruiting until I do. And you can see we're getting a little bit closer, like Stackhouse, having an impact. The young guys are definitely taking over the line, even though we're still lacking. I will finally have an 80 or above across my starting 5 linemen for the first time. That's something we had not achieved until this season. Now, Wise, 3rd string center. Chance for another pushback. It would go 19-19 at that point. And that's a lot more balanced. But we'll take another center. We do have a senior that's going to graduate. Punters. In 86 and 278s. A sophomore, there's a senior there, so yes, it's time. Because we're definitely not going to redshirt Mullis. Okay, kicker, we only have 2, and they're both seniors. That's a huge priority. How did I miss that a year ago? Oh, because I had so few players. That's okay. It's not uncommon to see freshmen start at punter or kicker. Or to see Carly Lloyd show up at Eagles practice. Carly Lloyd, U.S. women's national team, soccer national team, and kick a 60-yard field goal. That's right. Okay, 384s at defensive tackle. Whoa, buddy. 2 of them are freshmen. Joy and Ward and Treadway, the sophomore. So, yeah, we lost an 85 at defensive tackle, but now we have 384s. That's better. It really is. Treadway, I think, was like an 81 or an 82 last year. So, an 85 and an 81, right, averages out to 83. 384s averages out to 84, plus a guy waiting in the wings to get on the field. We have depth. We've got a senior, so we'll bring in 1. Okay, at the end, sophomore and freshman on top, 2 juniors in the wings. Now's the question of a red shirt here necessary. Well, none of those 4 guys above him are seniors. The 2 seniors are at the bottom. So if anything, this would be the year to do it. Again, he's already above 80. He's already got quality. I'm not sure I need to redshirt him and run the risk of scaring him off and having him transfer out. I think I've got to just let him play, get the play he will, replace one of those seniors. And keep moving along. Linebacker, a couple 82s, an 81, an 80. That freshman is very much in the mix. We're losing 2 seniors, and I do think I need 2 replacements because we lack depth. But don't you love how it's nearly the worst players at most every position that are going to be lost this year? Corners, sophomores, junior, a freshman, good enough to be in the mix, sophomore, and 1 senior out. We'll replace 1. Strong safety. Got some depth here with 4 guys right now, and no new freshman and a senior. So yes, we'll replace him. And again, that's our worst guy. And here we've got an 87 overall who is not a starter. We've got an 84 overall who is 3rd string and will barely see the field. Barring injury, of course. And another senior who won't even dream of the field. That's crazy that this senior class that's outgoing is so far below the quality we have here. Finally, free safety. Freshman straight into starting. 83 there, 78 for the senior. 76. 2 seniors, but I only need 1 replacement. And let's take count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, 20. So that's 20 of 25 replacements. We'll have 5 freebies to go for beyond that, but we start with 20. And I don't necessarily need to go for all 25 either. 20 for sure. And then we'll kind of look for the best couple guys beyond that. And maybe we take 22. Of course, that would give us 25 scholarships next year as well, wouldn't it? I only redshirt 1 or 2 players, didn't I? Our entire I didn't redshirt any freshmen. That's because none of them were bad. And we've got a guard and a tackle that are 78s. Maybe I'll go back and look again there. Let's see if I want to redshirt anyone. We have depth, but again, yeah, 78's too high. He's 4th. I think it was the same case here. We redshirted someone, but it was not the freshman. Not those first 4 guys. That's the untouchables. So we redshirted a sophomore. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was it. I think we only redshirted a single player this season. It's kind of rough, but with as many going out as I have, I'll have a large class coming in anyway. It'll be nice where we finally can start having enough quality to get a 5th season out of players. Adding that development year seems like a natural thing to do, but the quality we've been bringing in for so many seasons has done away with redshirting as I keep bringing in better and better recruits. Okay, we got it. 1 red shirt, and it's a sophomore. And just like that, we're on to the regular season here. So we're going to go into recruiting. We have 25 scholarships to offer. Of course, like I just said, we have 20 that we're prepared to get after. And we're still in scraps. I mean, that is still very much our thing. Now that it's regular season, we're going to look at one thing here. Any change? No. No. Still coming along very slowly as a coach. At least I have 1.5 stars somewhere. But that's it. Now, back to recruit players. Let's get our first wave of guys. And I really don't think we have anything. Yeah, so it's going to show them all up as none right now, because we're just getting started. So why don't I do it this way? We're going to filter by in-state. And we're just going to add all the top 700 Oregon recruits. So we begin with that. Let's go ahead and do interviews too for these guys. Down to 13 scouting points. There you go. And I'm going to bother later with others because, again, it's not really going to have any impact on us. Team captains are elected Tovar, Meyer, 2 strong safeties, yikes, and Bradley. Recruiting season ready to start. 25 scholarships. Can't have high hopes. Recruits have used to build upon. Board will be happy. Looking forward to seeing what you manage to bring in. I will definitely have a much higher recruiting class this season as we're going from a small group which I think was, what, 12, 13, 14 players, something like that, added to the red shirts from the year before. Alright, and let's go ahead and take a brief look at the team schedule that I have not seen yet. Holy cow, that is a long stretch of road games we're going to have. So we open up at home against Charlotte, but then we go at Miami, at East Carolina, at Fresno State, at San Diego State, at New Mexico, and then at home to UNLV. And we go on the road again to Utah State, and then at home to Hawaii, Wyoming, on the road to UMass, and then finally at home to Nevada. Feels like a really tough schedule. I mean, we're looking at 3, 6, 7 road games, 5 home games. That's already a challenge. A long stretch on the road, 5 in a row. That's a big challenge. So, yikes. Okay. Okay. Well, let's go. I guess let's get to our depth chart. But that's that training strategy. All of that is already set. There it goes. Alright, so offense, not much to replace here. In fact, no starters. Not one starter is gone. That's fantastic right off the bat. So, let's look at quarterback. Langston has come in, so we've improved our depth. Langston now eligible, and West drops down to third string. Running back, we're still looking at Kirkwood and Bentley, but is Hennessy, still third best option. Fullback, Collins, Lyman, and I don't have a third. So do I want to bring in, like, say, Bentley as the next best, or Hennessy? Oh, I do. Okay, Hodgson. Yeah. We'll leave Hodgson there. Okay, wide receiver. Right now it's Lilly, Bradley, and Pittman were the best options. Let's see if that's changed at all. It absolutely has. Huggins has come in to supplant Bradley. So Bradley's going to take over down here. There you go. There's your first 3 starters. And then that puts Pittman and Poland. And Poland was that first backup. You can see why he was able to do what he did last season. And meanwhile, Pittman is now going to replace, seeming as that next backup guy, tight end. We have Wilkins, we have Walker, so we've improved here over Hart. And then Greer. Okay. Again, last season these guys were not all 80s, the starting 5. I think like Godfrey was not. Godfrey was about a 78. I think Tang was like a 79. So Johnson's probably still on top. Stackhouse comes straight away in. And Godfrey's going to become our backup with Bottoms backing him up. So Godfrey, Bottoms, improving the starting lineup and the backups. Guard, Bunn, Keenan, those still the top 2 guys. Crawford, and then Roy. So Crawford and Roy, and again, look at the improvement. We now have backup who's an 80 plus. I didn't even have a full lineup last year of 80. Not even close to that in the starting five. And Godfrey's in 80 as well, so across the board. Center, Tang. Okay, Casillas moving up, above. And then Wise. Okay, so the offense getting better and better and better. Line is still a little iffy. I mean, we've got 381s on the line, this whole side of the line, but their backups are quality. We're still at a 79 here at center, but so much more depth. And wide receiver, our backups to the three wide receivers are all 82s. And by the way, in real life, you'd have backups here. You'd have backups here. They wouldn't learn all three positions, but that's how it works here. Okay, on to defense. What did we lose? What did we gain? Okay, we lost a defensive tackle. That was a big one to replace. That's it. We lost one starter on either side of the ball. And look at that. We are defensive tackle Treadway, Joy, Ward. Okay, Treadway is the returning guy. Let's give Treadway that first spot. Let him move up. And then put the freshman in there. Joy and Ward to back them both up. Is Soriano the next best? Yes. Okay. Right end, we had Alvarez. Tracy was on the left. Cassidy has come in to replace him. So Tracy is now here above Wells. And Wells has developed quite a bit. And now we have an 81 who's not even going to see the field. Middle linebacker. This has been a weak spot for me recently. Got a little bit better. Myers and Jolly, Holcomb. Myers strong safety playing outside linebacker because Tovar is starting at strong safety. So where's the depth now? Linebacker, Cowart. He's got an 80, which means Cowart can actually replace Ham. And look at that, now we're 80 across the board. Now Ham becomes the main backup. And Clark. Put Clark as the main guy on the outside, with Ham backing him up. And we'll put Ham inside with Clark backing him up. There you go. Corner, Wyman, and then Bonner. Yep, those are our two guys. And then Thiel and Cardoza. Cardoza stepping up. So Cardoza, there you go. Cardoza and Thiel are not going to play whole lot, so let's get those guys in the mix here. But then after that you've got Cardoza, and then you have what's beyond Cardoza? Cascio and then Garcia. So much depth. An embarrassment of riches. Valdez coming in as the next strong safety. And at free safety, Odin stepping up. Bills take a step back as an 83. And Escobar at 78. And again, quality. Quality in the lineup. We have 180. And that's our weakest. So we're still a little bit thin at linebacker, though Meyer definitely at right outside linebacker, stepping in, really helping that group out. Lastly, special teams. And no changes anywhere in here, I don't think. No. Okay, and then it was, yeah, these guys are all back, so no changes. No changes. So that's a major step in the right direction for this team. I mean, the career records, yeah, Ware is all over the quarterback ones. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. We are ready to kick off the season with that next one. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.